All right, Shalom. Shalom. Should be good. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Yahweh,
Yahweh
Ba'ashem,
Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Rakak Kodash.
Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation and much love to you, Akim, out there pushing out his word of truth and sincerity. And these brothers from the Great Millstone Church, and we're back for another weekly open forum, and we're just gonna roll with the spirit, and start on a topic of just as the Lord bringing us back to our homeland, all right, and setting us back into the land that He promised our forefathers, and we'll just roll in the spirit. So if a brother can grab me, Bible Shaw, Jeremiah 24, and we'll start at 6. Yeah, kind of we'll start at 6.
Jeremiah 24 and 6.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 24, verse 6. It says, "For I will set mine eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land, and I will build them, and not pull them down, and I will plant them, and not pluck them up."
So the Lord's, He's gonna set. He said He's gonna set His eyes upon them for good. All right, because now right now the Lord's looking at our people with with anger, with wrath, with fear, a fierce countenance. But what He gonna set when He sets His eyes upon us again, He's gonna set it in good now, and He's gonna bring us those blessings. And one of the main blessings is to give us our land back, man. Take us back to the motherland, so to say. All right. And that's going to be, not what they show today, modern day Israel. That's just a slice of the land that we're going to receive. All right. We're going to receive all that, Levant region back. All right. And the whole world, of course. But the headquarters is going to be out there, in the Middle East, the main land or the Garden of Eden. All right. That's even though the whole earth is going to be Eden, a paradise, but the Garden of Eden, like Genesis say that He planted the garden eastward. That's talking about our land, all right, the land that was promised unto us. That's our inheritance, and the Lord's going to set us back there, man. Read the next one, Bible Shaw.
Verse 7. "And I will give them an heart to know me, that I am the Lord Yahweh, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power, for they shall return unto me with their whole heart."
Woo! So the Lord gonna put it in us, man, to return back to Him with our whole hearts, and that's beginning with the elect, right now. But ultimately, it's gonna be on all our people. The Lord's gonna give us that heart, to return unto Him, and we're gonna receive the benefits of that, get our inheritance, man. Because when you leave inheritance, when our people used to leave inheritance, you would leave them something. You would leave them the land, the cattle, and everything that came with it. So now we're gonna receive our inheritance again, which because we're joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, because He's gonna receive it, of course, and then we're gonna receive it with Him. And that's gonna be a great reward. Going back to our homeland at its prime. We can't even imagine how beautiful it's gonna be. Right now, it's just a desolate. They got to import trees and all kind of things just to maintain out there. But imagine in the kingdom of heaven. It's really gonna be the Garden of Eden.
I got a piece.
Go ahead.
This is
real quick.
Chapter 14, verse 1. It says, Isaiah 14:1. "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." And the strangers is talking about Israelites. All right, you go there into the Hebrew, and it's the Hebrew there. The Hebrew word there for strangers is gar, going back to Gershom. All right, meaning the Israelite foreigners.
Yes.
All right, talking about the rest of the rest of Israel, the 2/3. All right, those that ain't getting this truth on this side, those that are foreigners right now. All right, because when we get this land, when we get the kingdom of heaven restored back onto us, or restored to us, all right, we're gonna the 2/3 are all gonna be joined back to the Heavenly Father, because it goes on to say, "And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." All right, the house of Jacob being what? On down to the house of David. All right, the Israelites, the truth. All right, the Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, I just wanted to get there real quick. Unless you want
I got a quick one.
All right, go ahead.
And David, if you could get that one you put up in the chat, and Ezekiel 28. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 12, verse 15. Jeremiah 12 and 15. It says, "And it shall come to pass, after that I have plucked them out, I will return and have compassion on them, and I will bring them again, every man to his heritage, and every man to his land." Okay, so we're gonna go back to the land of Israel. Okay, we're gonna go back to that region, and as the world calls the Middle East. Now we don't have to go back there. The Lord's gonna put us back there. All right. You don't gotta go get a passport and buy a plane ticket and go back to Israel right now. Okay. The Lord is gonna put us back in that land. All right. We don't gotta do nothing about it. All we have to do is we're in the land of the north right now. We're in the land of our captivity right now. We have a job to do out here. But in due time, if we continue to work and do what we're supposed to do according to the Bible, according to what the Lord asks us to do, to the Lord's orders, then the Lord is going to put us back in our land. He's going to return us to our heritage, which he has already done. Has he not returned us to our heritage right now? Are we not doing our best to follow the Lord's statutes and commandments, while we're in this flesh right now? We're doing the best we can do. Okay? We're keeping the Lord's statutes and commandments. We're keeping high holy days to the best of our ability. But ultimately, the Lord's going to end up putting us back in our land after this place is all said and done. We don't got to do nothing about it. We don't got to go back over there on our own will. The Lord's going to put us back over there. And go ahead, Dawada.
What were you looking for?
What was that? Jeremiah 28 and you put 25, I think.
28 and 25, yeah. Con.
Oh, con. I was also I got you.
Yeah, you go do what you got.
This is Wait, you said Jeremiah 28?
No, Ezekiel. I apologize. Ezekiel.
Oh. Yeah, I'm holding something with Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Con. Well, I got quite a bit in that. If y'all don't have anything else, I can grab. I was gonna grab that. I was actually holding that right now. But
yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to read. Any brothers got anything? Because I wanted to read. Let me see, verse 21 through 26 through 26, and it's quite a bit.
Go ahead, brother.
I was holding that. This is Ezekiel 37, verse 21. Starting at verse 21, it says, "And say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh power, Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation. I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and there shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all."
So
and if any brother want to step in,
real quick, we're going to be plucked from the heathen. So right now, Jake is all over the place, all over the planet Earth, in the land of in different heathenistic lands. But the Lord's going to pluck us out of those lands. All right, He's going to do away with those heathen one way or another. He's going to put them down, or you're going to put them in slavery for us. He's going to take us out of their land, and He's going to put us in our proper land. All right, where we initially came from. Okay. We're gonna be taken out of the captivity. In other words, because we're in captivity right now, whether you want to believe it or not. This, you think you're free or whatever the case is. We ain't nobody free out here. You can't just go travel. You can't just go travel to Mexico without no papers, man. All right. You can't go talk. You need to go talk to somebody first before you go, skipping countries. You can't just go drive around without no papers. You need a driver's license. Ain't nobody free out here. But the Lord's going to take us out of captivity. He's going to take us out of the hand of the heathen, and He's going to place us in our own land. I'll read that again, brother, that last part, and read on.
This is Ezekiel 37, and just going to, I'll read it again, verse 21. "And say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh power, Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they had gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. Want me to
Go
keep
ahead.
reading?
Yeah,
Verse
go ahead.
22, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and there shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all.
It's just going to be Israel. It's not going to be no northern, southern kingdom. We're going to be Israel again. We're going to be the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. You know, brothers going to be from their respective tribes. All right. It's going to be no separation really, other than that. Okay.
Hey, and that's a cut to these you know, the so-called Jews out there in the land of Israel right now, because the Lord didn't set them in that land. You know, they just showed up one day, you know, and started having war over there with the Palestinians.
Yeah, they were planted. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, just like the brother was just saying, another precept real quick to prove, you know, that those that them cats over there, them gutter rats, or you know, let me call them by the proper name. You know, the so-called Jewish community. Another precept to prove that they ain't the people of the Most High. Let me get this real quick. It's a lot. It's Jeremiah chapter 17. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. It says, "And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine inheritance that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever." You see, so the Lord took us out of our land and put us in a strange land to serve our enemies. You know, you go out throughout the history, these Amalekites, all right, they weren't serving other nations in a strange land. Okay, so that's for the proof that those guys ain't the children of the Lord. All right, they ain't the people of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. They ain't the real Israelites. All right.
Yep.
They got put over there. First, you know, they got put over there through that Balfour Declaration, but before that, they was up there in the mountains up there in Germany, the Caucasus Mountains up there, Poland, all those countries up there. But they were up there by themselves. They put themselves up there. Okay, they went up there in hiding. I forget the time period it was. Where they were chased out of their homes. They were chased up there to the mountains. And the time period escapes me, but nonetheless, them Edomites, they ran up there, man. They got chased out of the land up there, from that land of Israel, that land of Edom, all that. They got chased up out of there, man. Okay, they went up to the mountains up there. Okay, so those aren't the children of the Most High up there, over there in the land of Israel, man. Those are imposters. Okay, those are phonies.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I got another one to further prove that point. Because again, this is supposed to be by the Lord. All right, the Lord's supposed to set Israel back in that land. All right, this is Jeremiah 3, and then further to prove that where's the rest of the tribes at? You know, where's they call themselves Jews and then they call themselves Israelis, but where the rest of the tribes at? It says Jeremiah 30. I'll start at 1. The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, "Thus speaketh Yahweh, power of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith Yahweh, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it." You know, so the Lord, it didn't say nothing about no declarations. It didn't say after, you know, you're gonna come out there and fight for the land, you know, against the Palestinians. It didn't say none of that. It said the Lord was gonna cause us to return to the land that He gave to our fathers, and we're gonna possess it. We're not gonna have to fight on the Gaza Strip. All right, none of that. The Lord's gonna hand it to us. All right, and one more. This is Ezekiel 11 and 17, and then you brothers got it. It says, "Therefore say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, I will even gather you from the people," like the brother was going into that. The Lord is gathering us from all these different nations. All right. It says, "I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel." The Lord's going to give it unto us, not Nathan Rothschild. All right, or whatever devil was the one that signed the Balfour Declaration. All right, so the Lord is going to give it to the land, or He's going to give us the land of Israel after He gathers us. That didn't take place, with these gutter rats. All right, these Amalekites. All right,
Hey,
so like,
just like in the ancient days when Israel got placed into the land of Canaan, all right, into that our land. Israel wasn't placed there by no damn treaty that they signed with the heathens, man. All right, they didn't sign no treaty with the Canaanites. They didn't sign no treaty with the Edomites or the Ammonites or the Philistines. All right, the Hamites. They didn't sign no treaty with them. The Lord gave them that land, man. Okay, starting with what was it? The fall of Jericho. All right, with Joshua. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Jericho was the first part of the land that they took over. If I'm not mistaken, but nonetheless, the Lord put them in that land, man. They didn't make no treaties with nobody. They didn't have no so-called Balfour Declaration, or whatever it's called. All right, they weren't placed there by another nation. They got placed there by the Heavenly Father, man. And the same thing's going to happen in these last days. Okay, the Heavenly Father is going to put the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those of us that are scattered through amongst the heathens. Okay, the Lord's going to put us back into those lands. All right, and real quick, I got a quick precept. This is Jeremiah chapter 35, verse 15. It says, I have sent also unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, return ye now. And this is what the prophets are saying again in these last days. All right, you don't have no gutter rats out here on the streets telling their people to return unto the Heavenly Father, okay? You don't have that. It says, saying, return ye now every man from his evil way, and amend your doings, and go not after other gods to serve them, and ye shall dwell in the land which I have given to you and to your fathers. Okay? And that's the point, man. All right, the point is that the Lord sent out prophets among His people to call them back into the Heavenly Father to go amend their ways so that they can get placed back into that land, man.
God,
so that's what's happening in these last days again.
God, because and that comes after the salvation, man. So again, that doesn't line up with those people claiming to be the people of the Lord. All right, I got one more, and then you brothers can go back to that where were you in Ezekiel?
Mike Oliver got a precept too.
All right, Colin, let me get this real quick. This is Jeremiah 30, back in Jeremiah 30, verse 10. It says, therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar. Salah, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. Them people are scared every day they wake up over there in that land. Because at any time, Iran could blow them into smithereens, man. So that, again, that doesn't match up with being the Lord putting you in the land, all right, and you being the people that the scriptures speak about. Go ahead, brothers.
Real quick before you get that, Mayakala, let me get this one precept. Lord willing, it's not the one you got. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 6. It says, and the bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistine. All right, and that bastard is those, like the brother was going into earlier, those rats that are living out there, what the world would call Jews today. They're dwelling in the land of Israel. Ashdod being one of the cities out there in that land. All right, so a bastard is dwelling out there as of right now. And then it says what? And I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. All right, and you go into the Palestinians for that. All right, so all that's going to be cut off. And eventually, and as the brothers are bringing out all types of scriptures, that the Israelites are going to be put back in that land. The true Israelites are going to be put back in that land. But right now, the people dwelling in that land are not of that land. They're a fatherless child that's dwelling in that land right now. All right, a bastard. Go ahead, Akim.
Go ahead,
Oh, God. Yeah, this is Baruch chapter 4, and I'll read and start at verse 25. Baruch chapter 4, verse 25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. for thy enemy have persecuted thee. So pretty much, what brothers get into is that this thing is about prophecy. If those are people in the land already, what's the need for the return of Yahushua? They already established themselves. Those so-called Jews already run the world. They're not oppressed. Okay, they're not suffering as the Lord's people are suffering. I'm going into brothers talking about where's the rest of the tribes. And brother Mayim brought out Jeremiah. Talking about us being discontinued from our heritage. This is all about prophecy. That's why, again, going into the year 2020, Apostle the Holy Spirit deemed this year the year of prophecy. Okay, it's about the Lord's show, the Lord's movie. And us being in this captivity is a prime example of us being those people. Okay, going into Deuteronomy 28:68, us being carried away into Egypt again, by ships. Okay, these things don't fit those imposters in that land, right? But continuing, but surely thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. So that's why, if those are people who are going to Jerusalem, the city of peace, no one's going up to those people in that land saying, let's follow their ways and their customs and let's learn the way of them. Okay, because we're in a time of war. Okay, when as Isaiah talks about, their pruning hooks, their swords being turned to pruning hooks, pretty much agricultural, tools. Okay, because the time that when the people would be in that land will be at peace, and where's the Messiah? Okay, where's King David? All right, where's the tabernacle of David? Okay, what happens is people they don't follow the script because they are ultimately have their own agendas. Going to that, like Balfour Decker, so on and so forth. Let me get on and read this. Verse 26. My delicate ones have gone rough ways. Meaning we got turned away. Okay, again, they're falling away. And we're taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Exactly. We were sold on to our enemies. Okay, that's why it says in Jeremiah, the 8th chapter, the harvest is past, the summer is over, but we're not safe. Okay, we're still in the land of our captivity. Okay, what does the so-called white man need to be saved from? All right, continuing, and we're taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Verse 27, be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High. For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. All right, so the Lord is remembering his people. Okay, again, if those people are on that land, what's the need for them to be saved from? They already have the kingdom. That's supposed to be called the kingdom of heaven. Okay, because ultimately it's the people before it's a place. All right, but obviously, they're not fitting the criteria of those people. Okay, and that's where they're finding out to be imposters. Okay, and that's why it goes into that man of sin being revealed. Okay. And that's the time we're in now. All right.
Con, this is Jeremiah 23, verse 3. Let me see how to start. Yeah, Jeremiah 23:3, and it reads, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds. They shall be fruitful and increase. And the key word in that is the remnant, man. All right, the Lord is not dealing with the whole nation of Israel right now, man. The Lord Yahweh Bashar is dealing with the elect, the remnant. All right. I'm gonna go to the next one. Jeremiah 32, verse 37. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whither I have driven them in my anger. And this is the anger of the Lord. The scriptures say in the book of Micah, the 7th chapter. All right, that we will bear the indignation of the Lord because we sinned against him. So the Lord put us into captivity, man, because we broke the laws, statutes, and commandments. Every last one of us, man. All right. So the Most High Yahweh said he's going to gather us, okay. All right, who was bearing the indignation, okay, because the Lord said, "In my wrath have I smote thee, but in my favor will I have mercy on you, man. And with everlasting kindness will I gather thee, man." All right. It says, "Whether I have driven them in my anger and my fury, and in great wrath." Right, and this great wrath, man. When you go into the history of the of what the so-called Negroes and the so-called Latinos and Native American Indians, all right, have been through, okay, to actually come here on the soils of America, man, it was great tribulation. All right. Okay, we went through a lot of turmoil, and nobody else fit the prophecies, man. Name one time in history where a so-called white man had to go through slavery on cargo ships, man. Okay, so that's a strike. Okay, you're not fitting that curse, man. All right. It says, and I will bring them again unto this place. What place? The place of Jerusalem, man. All right, our homeland. All right. It says, and I will cause them to dwell safely, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God, and I will give them one heart. All right, and we're coming into that state right now because it's happening on this side, man. That one heart is being in that one hope, that one doctrine, one truth, one spirit, man, which is the doctrine of Yahweh Shai, the understanding of the scriptures, man. All right, the one fold, man. You know, okay, and that's the house of David, man. The Lord is dealing with the house of David. And you can read about that in Amos 9:11, man. The Lord said, I will raise up the tabernacles of David which have fallen, man. Not the house of Saul, not the whole house of Israel, but the house of David, man. That's the remnant of the elect. All right? It says, in one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and of their children after them. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them. And this is one in Jeremiah 31 and 33, man, which is that new covenant, the laws, statutes, commandments being placed into our inward parts, making us that nation of kings and priests. And we're going to reign on the planet Earth because the Most High, according to Exodus 19:6, said that we're going to be a nation of kings and priests, man. All right, it was also reiterated in the book of Revelations, the 5th chapter. And this is the importance of the Most High Yahweh sending his son Yahweh down, man. To be that after the order of Malak Tezedek, who is Yahweh, after his order of being a high priest, okay, the nation of kings and priests will come after him, man, under that order. Okay, and this is what you have right now, man. The Most High calling his sheep back, man. As it is written, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them. All right, and they know me, man. Okay. It says, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them, and I will not turn away from them, and to do them good, but I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me. All right. So once we get that new heart, okay, it's not going to be no more departing. And what you are witnesses is the firstborn church. All right. Okay, that was in the heavens, man. They're being set up on the planet Earth, as it is written, that thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven, man. And that's what you have, man. The elect gathering together. Okay. Last precept. This is Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 11. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out, as a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered. So will I seek out my sheep, and I will deliver them out of their places, where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. And I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries, and will bring them to their own land, and feed them upon the mountains of Israel by the rivers, and in all the inhabited places of the country. And I will feed them in a good pasture, and upon the high mountains of Israel shall their fold be. There shall they lie in a good fold, and in a fat pasture shall they feed upon the mountains of Israel. I will feed my flock, and I will cause them to lie down, saith the Lord. Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so this is the gathering, okay, of the Most High Yahweh Shai through the spirit of prophecy, man.
And real quick, it said, I will feed my flock and cause them to lay down. Where are they going to lay down? In that land.
Right.
And in their field, you know, and the allotted land that the sheep, you know, because the sheep got a specific place that they're kept in. All right. But what we through our stubbornness, we broke through the fence and we were loose. All right. The Lord, well, really, it was all through the power of the Lord. We were let loose. But now what? The Lord's going to lay us back into that land, and we're going to lay down in that land. All right.
Last precept, verse 16, Ezekiel 34, verse 16, and it says, I will seek that which was lost, and bring again that which was driven away, and will bind up that which was broken.
Because what? We were driven away. How are we driven away? These foxes, these wolves, these snakes that came after us. All right, and we followed them. All right, we were that dumb sheep. We followed them. Some of us followed them. Some of us were chased off by them. All right, going throughout different time periods in history. You know, some of us were chased out by the wolves out of our allotted land. Okay. Go ahead.
And I will strengthen that which was sick, but I will destroy the fat and the strong, and I will feed them with judgment. All right, so the Lord is getting ready to feed, all right, the so-called white man Esau Edom, man, because he's very fat. He's waxing in his pride. Okay, and the Lord said he's going to feed him with judgment, man. That's why Zephaniah says the just Lord is in the midst thereof. All right, every day he causes judgment to come to light. He will not do iniquity. And what is going to be that ultimate judgment? Third world war, man. The Most High leading the heathens to the valley of Yehoshaphat, man, to pour his fierce indignation, man. And ultimately, he's going to give the kingdom to his son Yahushua, which is his footstool, man. All right, he said, "Sit down on my right hand until I make the enemies thy footstool." And that's going to be fulfilled in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, man. When the Lord come back, all right, with the angels, man. All right, taking vengeance, man. All right, he's going to gather his elect, and he's going to destroy 2/3 of our people, and he's going to destroy you other heathen nations, man. That's it.
I got a quick one. This is 2 Chronicles 7, verse 14. If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, right? And this is, of course, King Solomon, which is Yahushua, right? And then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land, all right? And that's what's taking place right now, man. All right, through Yahushua, this is happening, man. Which was Solomon, which the kingdom was discontinued when he was reigning, all right. But Yahushua, coming back again, all right, through his spirit, through him, that mediator between God and man, okay. Through him, the Lord said he's going to heal our land, man. Okay, meaning he's going to get rid of those that don't belong out of there. He's going to cleanse it.
The abomination that makes it desolate.
Yeah, the abomination that makes it desolate, because that land is defiled. You know, all types of abominations have been taking place, man. Yeah. So that land has to be healed, man. Okay, the Lord said he will heal our land. All right. Now my eyes shall be upon, and my ears attend unto that prayer.
So real quick, that like the brother's saying, about that land being defiled, going back to the precept the brother brought out earlier, Ariah, I believe it was you. A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. All right, that Ashdod was the land that was ultimately given to Judah. All right, and a bastard's dwelling there, man. Talking about the devils, man, because he's without a father. That's what a bastard is, someone who doesn't have a father, man. All right, and that's Esau Edom.
Another way the land is defiled is the scriptures say blood defileth the land. All the Israelite blood that's been shed out there has to be, paid back. Going even further, 70 AD, going all the way back, man. All the kingdoms, different kingdoms, they shed the blood of the Israelites on our very land, So that has to be required now, because that's defiling the land, the blood itself. But go ahead, brother.
That was it on that.
I got some. It's a few precepts on here. I'm gonna start from verse 5. Micah chapter 4.
Oh, it's a lot, bro. I got the whole chapter, brother.
Damn, that's the spirit.
Go ahead. Start at verse 1, then. Because we can really go into that whole chapter. I was holding that on deck. The whole chapter. Go ahead. Start at verse 1.
All right, the spirit. Micah chapter 4, verse 1. When in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, shall be established in the top of the mountains. And that word mountains is speaking for people, governments. All right, so pretty much China's not ruling this, okay? Russia's not ruling this, right?
And we were talking about this earlier, in the group chat. If China was to come and take over, man, we'd be through. Kids going to school have what was it? What did they say? Mouse.
Yeah, mouse food. Live squid.
Yeah. We America, boy, our kids will be through, man. eat bat wings instead of
Feed
chicken
soup.
wings.
Yeah, the bat nuggets. Yeah, the rat nuggets, the bat nuggets.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Feed us soup.
Hey, they'll literally be eating hot dogs. Literally.
Nasty.
It says, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow into it.
Hey, Con, just like during the time of King Solomon, everybody was coming to King Solomon to learn of his wisdom. Everybody was coming to the land of King Solomon. All right, that to Jerusalem to see his beauty, to see his magnificent kingdom, man. And it's going to be the exact same thing on a whole nother level in the kingdom of heaven, man. Everybody's going to be coming to us, coming to the land of Jerusalem, you know, that land of Canaan. All right, they're going to come over there to see the magnificence, talking about the heathens, because they're going to come there to learn also, but also to see the beauty, man, to see the magnificence, okay, of the Israelites through the power of Yahweh Bashim Shai, man. Okay, go ahead.
Like I say really quick, you know, that's why it says in Psalm the 2nd chapter, why did the heathen rage? You know, I have set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. You know, what you want going into those people in those land, you know, wouldn't be no need for the scriptures. You know, say the Lord said his people in their land be it about the declaration. That's it. You know, well, what kind of story is that, right? You see, this is a beautiful story that the Lord is playing out. You know, and it doesn't resonate with those people in those land because those are the imposters that the scripture's talking about. They're sending out and singing.
And if you brothers get a precept, just bring it up because we pretty much. I mean, this chapter's not long. It's only 13 verses. But if a brother gets a precept, you know, just bring it out because we're gonna go through this whole chapter because it goes into us being put back into that land. You know.
Yeah, just go ahead and read it.
I got something real quick then.
Oh.
This is Deuteronomy 30, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 3. It says that then Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither Yahweh thy power hath scattered thee. If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahweh thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. Here's the point. Verse 5, and Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. So there you go, man. I mean, there's no way getting around this. Here it is. The Spirit had us keening in on how we're going to get back to our homeland. The Lord's going to bring us back there. But look, now the Spirit is doing it twofold. The Lord is prophesying, you know, us going back to our land, and at the same time we're debunking these imposters over there, man, because none of this happened to them. This ain't happened. They didn't get brought back from the four corners of the earth, man, from where they were driven out to. The Lord ain't multiplying them. The Lord ain't they don't possess the land. Because if you look at like that picture I sent earlier, if you look at a picture of what King Solomon, the land he used to rule, was under, you know, considered Israel. That's what today they call the state of Israel. It's not even a quarter of that. You know, so that's a bunch of malarkey what they got going on over there, man. And real quick, let me because it said it said into the land which thy fathers possessed. You know, going back to when the Lord sent them into that land after leaving Egypt. But let me get where it was established that it was going to be for them. This Genesis 17 verse 7. This is the Lord speaking unto Abraham. It says, and I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for an everlasting covenant to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their power. You know, so just I mean, it's plain and simple to understand the scriptures, man. If the Lord is dealing with you anyway, but you know, going into that, man, that's our possession that the Lord is going to give you. That's why he said when you redeem something, you have to, you know, like you redeem say you got a lottery ticket, you go redeem the prize, and that's what the Lord's coming to do. He's coming to redeem us All right, bring us back unto him and give us that prize that he's promised us, man. All going all the way back to Abraham, you know. So go ahead, Michael. All right,
Going back to
anybody else?
Micah,
Okay. Go ahead.
going back to Micah chapter 4, verse 2. And many nations shall come and say, come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, into the house of the God of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth out of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
And I got a quick precept to go with that. This is Isaiah chapter 2. And I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, and it shall come, just to, clarify, all right? It says, it's in Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountain, literally reiterating what we just read. Shall be established in the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. Verse 3, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord. Talking about Jerusalem, talking about the Israelites, up in Jerusalem, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem, man. Okay, so this is where the people are going to be coming to us, man. They're going to be coming to the Israelites over there in that land, man. All right, that's the headquarters, so to speak. Okay, and we gonna get that land back, man. You damn devils over there, you demons. All right, you imposters, man. The Most High is getting ready to sweep you out of there, man. All right, like LeBron in the NBA playoffs, he's coming to sweep you on a 4-0 series, man. All right. Except this only a one game series. Okay.
This is Daniel 7, verse 26. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And that's going to happen starting on this side, man. Because the Lord is after the miracles, the Lord is ultimately going to raise up certain brothers that have spiritual powers, man. Because the Lord said, "He shall do greater." All right, so brothers is going to have spiritual powers out here, man. Before they get the new body, man. Before they get beamed up, man. And that's ultimately going to consume. That's what's going to be the power to consume this nation. Esau, because you people gonna be bugging out, man. I only thought Superman was a comic. I thought Superman was just a movie, man. Was just But no, man, we are the real Superman, man. Okay, and the Lord is gonna put that spirit on us, man, to be those men. In that time we're coming in to consume this nation, man. It says, and to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Man. Why? Because the law is going to be issued out, coming from Zion, which is Israel. Chiefly, Yahushua, King David, the worst of 144,000, okay, and 1/3, okay, giving out the law. All right? Which you nations by default is going to have to be under, you're going to have to worship, man. Serve us, man. In the spirit of power, Yahushua, man. So going back to Micah 4, verse 3, and he shall judge among many nations and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nations shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Right. And this was getting ready to come to the whole entire planet Earth when Israel gets bestowed back into their land, man. Complete peace upon the planet Earth, man. See, you people talk about peace this, peace that, but guess what? The Lord said when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh. Why? Because the Israelites are in the land, man. You want to know why there's not peace on the earth? Because the Israelites are in the land. All right? until that day comes, until the Israelites are back in their land, guess what? Destruction is going to come every time you talk about peace and safety, man. All right? This is spoken of in the scriptures multiple times. Okay? Literally, multiple times. All right, go ahead.
God, you got something?
Yeah, I got a quick one. Real quick. Nah, it's not quick. Yeah. Well, I can read through it fast.
You sure?
Yeah.
Is it in the spirit?
Yes,
All right, go ahead. All right, man. Feel confident. Let's bring it out.
Con, this is Zechariah. Anybody wrote 8? Zechariah 8? I don't know. All right, it's Zechariah 8:3. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, I am returned unto Zion, and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth."
Ooh, hey, where are the nations going to come through? They're going to come to Jerusalem to learn of the truth, to learn of the ways of the Lord. Is that not what we read? Are they not going to come to us to learn of peace? Because that's what this word is all about. This word is about peace for the Israelites. And ultimately, if it's peace for the Israelites, it's going to extend onto the rest of the planet Earth. Okay? But what? These nations are going to come to us outside of Esau, because Esau's just he's a decrepit bastard. All right? He's that redheaded stepchild. All right? That cyclops that lives in the basement. All right? He ain't never going to learn. But these nations are going to come to us to learn of this truth. Okay? Go ahead. Hey, you're going to have, in that day, you're going to have Israelites, or you're going to have these heathens come to Jerusalem, and some of them going to get caught, or some of these heathens are going to get taught by John the Baptist about the truth. Okay? You simpletons out there. You're going to have John the Baptist teaching these heathens about the truth in the kingdom of heaven. You bug outs. Go ahead.
Done. A city of truth, and the mountain of the Lord of the hosts of the holy mountain. Now listen to this. Thus said the Lord of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand of very age.
Straight juking and jiving down the street. Yeah. Go ahead.
And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof.
Yep. Hey, just like you see up in the ghettos, you see little kids running around. You go out here in these apartments, man, you see little kids running around everywhere. Guess what? That's going to be throughout all Jerusalem, man. And ain't going to be no, your mama told you to come home and the lights get turned off, man. Go ahead.
Come. Thus said the Lord of hosts.
Because you know what happens when the light turns off? Esau comes to prowling. And he see a little Jacob out there. Because that's really where that goes back to, man. All right, they had that curfew for Jake back in the days where they couldn't be out after dark, and if they were caught out dark, you know, those little kids got their asses whooped up by the policemen and Edomites, man. Go ahead.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days, should it also be marvelous in my eyes, saith the Lord of hosts. I got 2 more verses. Thus said the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country, and I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power in the truth and in righteousness.
He shall be our power, man, in truth and in righteousness, man. The Most High is going to be dealing with us as children. All right, He's dealing with us as children now, but He's gonna show us His love in that day, man. Because right now He's showing us his chastisement.
Hey, and the Lord said, "I," and He said, "I." You know, what happened to come up hither? You know, what going, again, probably on the point, where you can read, but it's just, that's why I said it's plain unto righteous, but the stumbling block unto the wicked. It's clear as day that those people aren't the people, but you have to read.
One more verse. For before these days there was thus said the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong, ye that hear in these days these words by the mouth of the prophets.
Hey, real quick, for me to say it, it said, "Let your hands be strong." What does that mean? Going out to the highways, man.
Building the temple.
Yeah, building the temple, man.
We builders.
Doing the work, being in the work, man. Being a part of the body, edifying, building. It say, "Let your hands be strong." Confirm the scripture in the book of Isaiah. Comfort the feeble knees, man. Roughly to say. All right, and that's what we're doing. We're going out to the camps and we're going out and doing these videos. This is comforting the feeble, man. All right, so this is what making your hand strong. So you put your hand on the plow and do it with sincerity and truth, man. All right, because you're going to bring forth fruits if you're a part of the elect. All right, and that fruit is the men and the brothers and the sisters and children that's raising up and understanding the word that we're speaking, man. Correct.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong, ye that hear these days these words by the mouth of the prophets, which were in the day that the foundations of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid. This is the point, that the temple might be built.
The temple might be built.
He said, "Hey, the scripture said, in the day that you were, what is it? As in the day you were with it. In the day you were,
Which were in the day that the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid."
Right, and that's the house of David, man. And the Lord said He would raise up that tabernacle.
The Lord is doing right now through His men, through His elect. In the New Testament, it talks about we are lively stones. All right, we're those stones that are building up the temple, man. Every single one of these brothers that are in this truth and sincerity, man. All right, we are building this temple up. We are rebuilding. We're setting the stage for us to be put back into that land, man. This is that temple that's being built within every single one of you brothers that are out there pushing out this truth and sincerity. Those of you brothers, all right, that believe, okay, on Yahweh Shai, man. The temple is being rebuilt, man. We're being, little by little, we're being placed back into our heritage. We're receiving our heritage little by little, man. Okay? That's why the scripture says, man, you have to believe. All right? You have to have faith. Okay? Because it's all being restored back onto us, man. If you don't believe that the Heavenly Father is dealing with you, then what the hell are you doing, man? The Most High ain't going to restore unto you nothing but a nuclear missile until your rebirth. But you ain't going to see the magnificence of everything being built, man. Of everything being restored. This is what we're hoping for, man. This is why the Most High puts the spirits on brothers to do lessons like this, man. Because this is what we're desiring through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, man. To see us being placed back in that land, man. You know how magnificent that's going to be? The scriptures talk about us being in tears, man. Just imagine Yahweh Shai putting a crown upon you, man. And at the same time, you being given your heritage, man. Your inheritance. We're joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, man. This is what the elect is going to receive, man. And are you doing what you need to be doing to receive that inheritance? A lot of you Jake's got to ask yourself that, man. You know, because what? This day, man, like the Spirit's been on this the last week or so about ownership, man. Take responsibility for yourself, for your spirit, and make sure you're doing what you're doing to make your calling and election sure, man. Of election sure. All right? Because that's what the Lord has called us to do, man, so that we can receive that reward, man. This is that reward that we're going to receive in this race that we're running. Okay? We're not running on a treadmill, brothers. We're not running on a treadmill going nowhere. We're running this race back to our land, man. Back to our heritage. Okay? Go ahead, brothers.
No, that was it on
that. You brothers got a precept before we go back to that, Micah?
Nah, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
This is Micah chapter 4, verse 4. It says, "But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. For the mouth of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, hosts have spoken."
Going to the precept, like the brother said, the old people going to be out there, the kids going to be out running around. Ain't nobody going to be afraid, man. Go ahead.
"For all people will walk every one in the name of his power, and we will walk in the name of the Lord, our power, forever and ever."
We will walk in the name of Yahweh, our power forever and ever, man. That little verse right there, man, holds very much. That is a very magnifying verse right there, man. It holds a lot of weight behind what we just read, man. It said, and we will walk. Who's that we? Israel. The Israelites. Starting with Yahweh Shai on down. And we will walk in the name of Yahweh, our power forever and ever, man. This was getting ready to be bestowed upon, first and foremost, Yahweh Shai, down to the elect, on to the rest of the rest of Israel, man. This was getting ready to come for our people, man. We're gonna walk with the Lord forever and ever, man. Meaning we're gonna be perfect. We're gonna have the laws written within us. We're gonna be following the laws, statutes, and commandments 100%, man. You know how beautiful that's gonna be? Are women gonna be in order? We're gonna be healthy. We're gonna be righteous. We're gonna own our land. We ain't never gonna have to lift a finger, man. But you got decrepit. You got reprobates out there that teach otherwise, man. That are leading you Israelites astray, man. It makes no damn sense. But soon enough, the Lord is gonna separate those that He's dealing with and those that He's not. Because the Most High doesn't want no dross coming up into the kingdom of heaven, man. The Most High is purifying His men now, and then He's gonna purify the rest of Israel through the fire, man, through the real fire, through the missiles. Because He ain't gonna have no nonsense come up into the kingdom, man. Go ahead, up.
Going back to Micah chapter 4, verse 5. I'm read that again. It says, "For all people will walk everyone in the name of his power, and we will walk in the name of the Lord our power forever and ever. In that day saith the Lord, will I assemble her that halteth, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted."
Who's that her? The bride, man. The bride that's being adorned for the bridegroom. The 144,000 men, the elect, ultimately all of Israel, but the elect, okay? Starting with the elect. Because the bridegroom is Yahweh Shai, man. That's why the elect is being afflicted now. We're going through that fire, man. We're going through those tribulations. We're being refined. Okay? This is why the Lord is gathering us now, man. The Lord is gathering the elect first. He started with Yahweh Shai. He's up there with the Heavenly Father right now. And now He's getting ready to gather the elect up, man. Okay? He's getting ready to gather us up, brothers. Go ahead.
I got a precept for you. Jude 1 verse 6. "And the angels was kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation. He have reserved in everlasting chains under darkness until the day of judgment of the great day."
Talking about all of Israel, man. All right? We were those angels that fell off, man. So we really starting with the elect. We fell off from our ways, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 7, Micah 4:7. "And I will make her that halted a remnant."
Mm-hmm. The elect. Okay, the 144,000 men. Revelation chapter 7. Read it, man. Go ahead.
"And her that was cast far off, a strong nation."
Have we not been talking about how Israel has been cast off to these other nations? Has been the great diaspora, okay? The transatlantic slave trade, the great the Saharan slave trade, okay?
Sub-Saharan slave trade. Come.
Transatlantic. There's another one. Is a Saharan son. I think that's what the brother said.
The Sub-Saharan slave trade.
All right, there you go. All right, our people have been dispersed upon the four corners of the earth, man. All right, that's that. This is our people, man. Go ahead.
Hey, real quick.
We were cast off, man. Go ahead.
And if I may say too, real quick, Elder Apostle Tahar was bringing out too on when they went out last Saturday, you know, how pretty much in that time, man, Jake was getting separated, man. In the time of, when we were out there in the auction blocks, man, Jake was witnessing him, his wife getting sold, man, and him getting sold in the party, man. Like families were departed, bro, in that time. Okay, and then you had her, getting raped, by Edomites. Okay, and hey, man, bro, our families have been separated, man. Okay, so we need Yahushua, bro. We need this new covenant, bro. Okay, because we ultimately been just dispersed. All right, separated. Families have been torn. The brothers that you see doing this video, bro, we come from different walks of life, man. Of generations, man. All right, brothers. We going through. Man, Israel been through a lot. I just want to make that point, man. We've been separated and dispersed since we got off the boats. Speaking of the southern kingdom, but of course, all of us, man. I just want to say that. Kind of going back to Micah 4:7, and I will make her. Somebody had something?
No, you got it.
Okay, cool. Micah 4:7, and I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off, a strong nation. And the Lord shall reign over them in Mount Zion from henceforth, even forever. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem.
See, the kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem, man. All right? The kingdom is coming for us, man. It's coming for you. It's already been given unto Yahushua. We're just waiting for it to be placed here upon earth, man. With the elect. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 9. Now why dost thou cry out aloud? Is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For pains have taken thee as a woman in travail. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion. Like a woman in travail, for now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field.
And that's where we're at right now. The Israelites have been scattered to the field, man. We left. We were like the going back to them sheeps. The gates were open, and we went out to the field, man. We left our abode. We left our city. We left the Most High kicked us up out of there, man. Okay?
It was the world.
Yep. Which is the rest of the world. Exactly. Con. Go ahead, Art.
Con, it says, Con, it says, Con, and thou shalt go even to Babylon.
Hey, where are we at right now? Are we not in Babylon the Great? It said, read that again, Art.
Con, it says,
keep on.
Con, going into the second part of Micah 4, verse 10, it says, and thou shalt go even to Babylon, there shalt thou be delivered. Mm-hmm. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thy enemies.
See? So that field that we were scattered onto, the Lord was going to come and redeem us, primarily from Babylon, man. The majority of Israel was scattered onto Babylon, which, aka, if you don't know, is talking about America. Okay? In these last days. Okay? And from there, the Lord was going to redeem us from the land of our captivity. Okay? Go ahead.
I got a quick precept. It says Jeremiah 29, verse 15. It says, I'm starting verse 14. Jeremiah 29, 14. And I will be found of you, saith the Lord, and I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all the nations, and from all the places whither I have driven you, saith the Lord. And I will bring you again into the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive. Verse 15, this is the point. Because ye have said, the Lord, Yahushua, have raised up prophets in Babylon.
Exactly. Raised up prophets in Babylon. The prophets are being raised up again here in Babylon the Great. I mean, hello. What else is going on?
Why the prophet's here? Because it's about prophecy. It's a certain time period that these things will unfold. And it will be the last days. That's why I just say Esau is the end of the world, Jacob's the beginning of their fall. It's about a certain timing. Okay, and this is what the Lord's playing out, according to His will, and that's what we're seeing with our own eyes.
The scriptures say the vision is set for an appointed time, and the end it shall speak. In the book of Psalms, the 50th chapter, the Lord said He will gather His saints together that have made a covenant with Him by sacrifice. What is that sacrifice? When you read the book of Romans, the 12th chapter, it says that we will present our body as a living sacrifice, man. All right, so here it is, you're witnessing the beginning of it that followeth, man, on this side. Okay, the raising up of the tabernacle of David, man. And this is why
this is the kingdom. This is the kingdom being built up. When you think about the kingdom of heaven, you see it every weekend, man. You people out there that just walk by a camp, whether it be GMS TampaBay, whether it be the apostles, whether it be GMS Las Vegas, GMS Seattle, you're seeing the kingdom of heaven being made manifest to the world, man. It's happening. It's being shown to you. The order, the spirit of righteousness. It's being shown to you, people. You just don't understand it. Daniel 12 and 10, man. All right, go ahead.
Yep. Michael 4 and 11.
Somebody has something?
No, you got it. I was just agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
I got something, but it's a little long, so I'll wait till after that.
All right, yeah, we only got like 2 more precepts. Go ahead and read through it, 11 through 13.
Yep. Micah 4 verse 11, it says, now also many nations are gathered against thee that say, let her be defiled.
And who are those nations? The heathens who went into this at camp. Talking about these other nations pursuant to Psalms 83. Esau, Moab, Ham, Japheth. Okay, go ahead.
And let our eye look upon Zion.
Yep, which is what they did. Go ahead.
Verse 12, but they know not the thoughts of the Lord. Neither understood they his counsel.
Daniel 12 and 10. Go ahead.
For he shall gather them as a sheaf into the floor. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion.
Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion. Go ahead.
For I will make thine horn iron, and I will
weapon. Go ahead.
And I will make thy hoofs brass.
We're gonna stomp the residue of these people just like they stomped on us. Go ahead.
Obadiah 1 says, Judah shall be a flame, Ephraim a fire, and Esau for stubble. Roughly.
Hey,
says,
I'm actually right there if you want it.
Bring it out, brother.
Yeah, Dada.
This is Obadiah 1 and 18. It says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. There shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh have spoken it.
Hey, that's gonna be that new police code, man. A 118. We got a 118. Jay gonna be calling that out. Hey, Ariel, we got a 118 happening over here, brother. If you want to come check it out. It's gonna be a show. It's gonna be a 118 on a lot of you motherfuckers, man. A lot of y'all.
Sending postcards and shit.
We gonna do it double, man. It's gonna say reward unto her double. It says, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their grain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth.
Exactly, man. You see? So we're gonna have the dominion. Okay, starting with our land. Starting in our land. Okay? Go ahead, Akia.
I'm gonna I'll try to make this quick. This is I'll start in the book of Baruch. I'm gonna go to the book of Jeremiah. So book of Baruch in the Apocrypha, chapter 4, verse 6. It says this. It says, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath, ye were delivered unto your enemies, in which we will have, because we fucked up, we made horrible mistakes. We broke the pact, and now the Lord, He put us in captivity under all these different nations. We have to go through all these different captivities, ultimately into the captivity we are currently under right now, which is the Edomite captivity here in Babylon, America. All right. It says, you were delivered unto your enemies, for ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High Yahweh. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. Yeah, and that's what we did, and I'm going to skip down to verse 18 in Baruch. So Baruch 4 and 18, it says, for he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. So ultimately, what's going to end up happening is the same power that put us in the hands of our enemies and all these different captivities is going to be the same hand, the same power that's going to deliver us out of the hands of our enemies and destroy our enemies and bring us back into the land into our homeland, the land that was given unto our forefathers.
That's right.
So I'll read that part again, verse 18, Baruch 4 to 18. For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. And it says, no, I don't need any more of that. I'm going to go into the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, and I'll start at verse 13. Jeremiah 16 and 13, it says, therefore will I cast you out of this land into the land that ye know not, which we are right now. We don't know this land and these different lands, these different Western lands. We don't know these lands. We was casted into these lands, all right, because of our disobedience. Because we wanted to do this and that. So now the Lord said, all right, you know what? You want to do all that shit? Well, guess what? I'm going to put you into the hand of these different enemies, all these different nations. And we was, we was under these captivities. Horrible situation. All right. The worst case scenario. Look at where we at right now. Worst case scenario. And it says, therefore I will cast you out of this land into the land that ye know not, neither ye nor your fathers. So our fathers didn't know these lands either. And there shall ye serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. So the Lord's not going to show us favor in these lands. He's going to show us nothing but punishment. And that's where we've been going for hundreds of years. We just have been pure punishment, pure torment under the hands of these heathen, specifically the so-called white men, the Edomites, the nation of Edom. Verse 14. And the point is in 15. Verse 14, Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, the Lord Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Okay, so we're not going to be talking about what am I talking about? The salvation out of the land of Egypt. That's something we talk about now. They still make movies about that now, but it's going to be a day that comes. We're not even going to be talking about that no more. But what we're going to be talking about is this, verse 15. But the Lord Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of the north, all right, which we are in right now in North America. So the Lord's going to eventually take us out of the land of the north. He's going to deliver us out of the land of the north, which we are in right now. The majority of Israel that's on this earth right now are in the land of the north, North America, Mexico, United States, Canada. That's where most of the Israelites are right now. And you could even say South America as well, too. But the Babylon is North America, specifically United States, where we are right now. So it says, brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all lands, so not just the land of the north, but from all lands, whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. So just like we started from the beginning, the Lord is going to bring us back into the land that he gave unto our fathers. He's going to bring us back he's going to bring us out of captivity, out of the hands of these devils, and he's going to bring us back into our homeland, all right, back into our heritage, where our fathers do know, all right? We're going to be taken out of this hell, all right? We're in hell right now, brothers. We're in the lowest state. We're in a lower state right now, but the Lord is going to take, if we continue to preach and do what we're doing right now and serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and make a call and election sure, the Lord's going to save us. He's going to take us out of this shit. And we're gonna what? We're gonna go back into the land which was given unto our fathers initially. All right. And since you was talking about talking about we're gonna thresh these assholes. I'll read the next verse 16. Behold, I will send many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them, And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So the same brothers you see on these videos pushing this word out in truth and sincerity, in all humbleness and meekness, are going to be the same ones the Lord's going to lift up in the last days. All right, He's going to put His spirit and His fury on certain men on this planet, and they're gonna be as hunters. Right now, we as fishers, we fishermen, we putting a net out there, we trying to reel them in. All right, some people, we reel in, and they seal through the spirit, and others we got to throw back, man, because they dirty, all right, they're unclean fish. So we nothing we can do with that but throw them back, all right, through the spirit. All right, but then after that, the Lord says He's gonna raise up hunters, and the same hunters are gonna be the ones that are gonna be threshing down these mountains and these hills. Okay, all these different heathen nations, the Lord's gonna put the spirit on brothers, all right, certain men of His that of high caliber that the Lord chooses, and He's gonna raise them up, and He's gonna bring them down. He's gonna raise them up as hunters, first fishermen, then hunters. All right, but right now we are fishing. Okay, we're preaching, we're prophesying unto the elect, wherever they are, whoever they are. We're prophesying unto the elect, and Lord willing, if we are worthy of that glory, the Lord's gonna put that spirit on brothers. Okay, but when He does, after that shit is said and done, what's the Lord gonna do? He's gonna put us back in our own land, which is over, in what the world calls today the Middle East. All right, that's our land. It ain't those Palestinians, and it ain't those Amalekites, where the world calls them Jews. They're not the real Jews. Okay, they're gonna be taken out of that land, and they're gonna be put into captivity because they're heathens. All right. And there's all types of scriptures talking about the heathens going into captivity. So guess what? The heathens going to go into captivity. All those cats over there in the Middle East, they're going to go into captivity. And you're going to see Native Americans, Puerto Rican. We came from that land. All right. What you call Negroes, niggas, we came from that land. That's our land. And the Lord's going to give that land back to His people, the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. If you want to be, for layman terms, all right, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Those are the Israelites. Just to be blunt with it, okay. That's not their real biblical name, but that's who they are according to today's terminology. Those are the Israelites. The Lord's going to put those men and women back in that land over there. All right, and go ahead, brothers. That's all I had.
Hey, I got a precept to back you up. Jeremiah 23, verse 9. For the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai have driven.
You got it, Akim.
I'm sorry, Dwan. Joshua.
Yeah, we go ahead, brother. Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you inherit.
Joshua 23, verse 9. For the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai have driven out from before you great nations and strong. But as for you, no man have been able to stand before you unto this day. One man of you shall chase 1,000. For Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, your power, He it is that fighteth for you, as He hath promised you. So that promise is still there. The scriptures tell you in the book of Hebrews, by two immutable things, it is impossible for the Most High to lie, man. All right, so the Most High is not. There's no variableness with the Most High, man. There's no changes with the Most High. That same power is going to be bestowed upon this man today. Why? Because the same mighty man that was with David, the same mighty man that was there with Joshua is here today. Okay, there's no new thing under the sun. And the Most High is going to raise up those brothers, man. Raise up those men in that time when it's soup. According to Isaiah 59:19, when He do come in as a flood, man. You see, what you guys are witnessing is the army of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua on the right-hand side, man. Okay? And the scriptures tell you in the book of Zechariah, though we are feeble amongst men, the Lord is going to make us as David in that day. And David was a mighty man, So how much more when we get those spiritual powers, man? So, Esau, Edom, and you other nations is in for a rude awakening, man. The spirit of power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Yeah, so in closing, I just want to hit back on what we started off with in the precept the brother had brought out in Baruch about how the Lord was the one that did this to us, and now He's going to be the one to redeem us. All right, so we'll end it off on here. It is Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 10, and I'm gonna read down to verse 14. It says, "Hear the word of Yahweh, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him, as a shepherd doth his flock. For Yahweh hath redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. Therefore they shall come and sing in the height of Zion, and shall flow together to the goodness of Yahweh, for wheat and for wine and for oil and for the young of the flock and of the herd, and their soul shall be as a watered garden, and they shall not sorrow any more at all. So hey, that's what we're gonna be. That's what we're gonna enter into in the kingdom of heaven, man. When Yahweh Shai comes and redeems us, okay, when the Lord comes and gathers us. And here's the 14th verse. And I will satate the soul of the priest with fatness, and my people shall be satisfied with my goodness, saith Yahweh. So that's what's coming for us, man. All right. And a lot's gonna happen before we get to this point. All right, when we get set in our own land, a lot's gonna happen. All right, from right now to the destruction of America. All right, a lot's gonna take place there. And then when we receive salvation, all right, come back down. We got a lot to do. All right, the Lord ain't just gonna plant us in Israel the day after we get salvation. There's a lot of things that got to go down. They got to pick up the dead bodies. There's gonna be the Middle East is gonna be on fire. A lot, the majority of it's gonna be burned up. Okay, so what? And then it's got to be rebuilt. Because we could, if the Lord wanted, we could just like that have the whole Jerusalem be built like that in an instant. But no, we gonna make our slaves build it by hand. They ain't gonna have no cranes and nothing like that. But so it's gonna be a process in time. That's why you want to be part of the first fruits of the Lord, man, part of the first resurrection. Because if not, it might be 1,000 years into the kingdom that you come back. It might be 500 years before you come back. You don't even get to, we want to witness this. We want to witness the destruction of America, destruction of this kingdom, okay? And then the transition from this kingdom to the kingdom of heaven, and then it being built up. We want to actually be there to see it. All right. So we can actually appreciate everything that the Lord has given us, okay? And it has promised unto us. But hey, this is promised unto us, and that's what you have to really understand, that this is promised unto us. And if you want to see it manifest itself, then you do what the Lord told you to do. All right. All right. So with that, Lord's will, this was edifying unto you brothers out there. The few sisters that listen. All right, in quietness and meekness, and Yahweh Shem Shai is about to do big things, man. Before we get out of here, the Lord's going to do big things with His men. All right, and you got to believe that. All right, so with that, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rikash.
All right, so hey, the brothers keep on keeping on and stay in the faith. All right. So with that, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.